Good morning, and welcome back to Rise and Shine College Football. I'm your host, Jason Watkins, and if you love college football, you know you're in the right place. So before you forget, smash that red subscriber button, like our videos, and don't forget to ring the bell so you don't miss one moment of Hall of Fame college football. Can everybody hear me okay? Am I coming in crazy or anything like that? Because that intro didn't seem to come in very well. Did you guys get all that? Give me a 1 if everything's good. We're horns down.
The brand has finally returned. Fuck your brand.
All right. Good morning, Mom. Good morning. Yeah, talking lots of. Yeah. Let them talk. Let them talk. But they definitely are doing a lot of that. Good morning, everybody. Check in as you get here. Horns down, says Mars Jams. There's a 1 from Coach Ricks. Eric Reherd. Welcome into the show, everybody. Good to see everybody in here this morning. Yeah, it's still hate weeks. We are ready to rock and roll, talk some smack. Love it. There's all kinds of shit being said, that's for sure. But they certainly think that down in Austin that they're going to win and win easy. And I love it. The more they talk, the better it is for us. Hey, what's up there, T Boomer? Good to see you. Mars Jams, good. Good morning to every. Hey, Coach, how you doing, man? How's everything going? Good to see you. Yeah. Perfect. Did the intro go weird? Because it was screwy on my end. What up, Benji? Talk a little smack to you too. I saw you in here a minute ago. Wipe them feet. Thank you. Appreciate that. Good. So, yeah. Kind of wanted to just kind of talk about whatever you guys want to talk about a little bit. But obviously, we're going to get into talking a little bit about what we're seeing from the folks over at, Texas fans. Benji too. Benji been talking that smack, but they're supposed to. Intro was weird. Cooking with fish grease now. I like it. That's one of my favorite sayings. 14.5 is a crazy number. See, and that's what I'm talking about. But see, what people don't understand about Vegas and the line and all that stuff is it really doesn't have a whole lot to do with who they think is going to win. Like if it's way out early, that's fine. And I think earlier on in the year, it's probably around, I think it was 7. The last few weeks, it is what it is. And, timeouts for Benji. Yeah, he just gets one just for being here. Thank you. Bye, time. I was just waiting for him to say something. But he did hit the like button first, so we don't got to kick him out forever. Just for a little bit. Morning, Jason. Stinkers Cat. What's up, my man? Good to see you. Bishop Frank. Good. All right. Yeah, so what was I saying? Oh, yeah, just the line is not necessarily based on who they really think is going to win or lose in Vegas. It always is based on action. They want to make sure no matter what that the line is something that's going to get the same amount of bets on both sides so that never is the sports book at risk. That's the whole point. It is what it is. Hey there, Boomer, Sooner Forever. What's up, my man? Good to see you. Comanche Sooner, good to see you, sir. Lou Becker. Yeah, like it. Who else we got? Chicken. What's up, my chicken? What you doing, man? Good to see you. Good morning to everybody. All right. We'll start it off with this one was a funny one. Let's put that here. And then I can pull it up easier. All right. Let's try this one. I don't know if you guys know who this Nash dude is. He's fun.
Act like I ever pretended Oklahoma was good this year. Oklahoma's terrible. They're a horrible football team, right? Like they
See the way that chick is
If
looking?
they had lost
They
yesterday,
need to fire Brent Venables. That is not.
if they had no, they don't need to fire. Keep Brent Venables. Keep him as long as possible, please. I swear. Oklahoma fans, y'all are saying, hey, he makes great defenses. Sure, they got a good defense. Please keep him on as head coach. I would love it. That you didn't make my day.
So you think, buddy? So you think? Nash is a quite the clown. There was that, he freaked out. We were so much better than that team, and we lost last year. That guy's a clown. He's almost as bad as the next one that I have here for you. Which it's always fun to watch a little bit of this, but it's only going to be a little bit because, God forbid, do anything crazy here. Where is that clown? Ew, I gotta pull it. Hold on. There it goes.
Doc Texas retweets that guy and says, quote, there have been 15 composite 5-star players from DFW in the last 4 recruiting cycles. Texas has signed 8 of them. Oklahoma has signed 2 of them.
Wow.
That's a big number.
Yeah. Big difference.
That means Texas is getting more than one out of every other guy. And Oklahoma is getting 1 out of every 7.5 guys. And so I think Texas feels so. I don't dismiss the Fasusi victory for Oklahoma. It's a great recruiting win. But I think Texas feels like, you know what? We don't have to tell him that we're getting the majority of the guys out of the Metroplex.
It always comes to me when they start talking about these recruit things. Number one, we know how they're getting them. Number two, when the fuck does that ever matter? I mean, not for nothing, but it never matters.
The brand has finally returned. Fuck your brand.
Shout out to Oni Kuno. Okay, and one more. No reality, none. Yeah, and Catch is the worst. He's definitely the worst. Dude is just completely full of shit. What's up, Miguel? Good to see you, man. We know how they're getting them. Yeah, Lambos and bullshit. That's how they do it there, Lone Star. Hold on. Here's something that actually matters. Oh, but he's always talking shit. Here's something that actually matters. Facts right here, buddies. Facts. Out of the last 10 years, 7-3 with one of the years that they lost, 2018, 48-45, they avenged that loss in the Big 12 championship. One of 14 that Oklahoma has in the Big 12 era to 4 for Texas. This is reality. The rest of it's just bullshit. So, it is what it is. Yeah, look at all those red helmets there, buddy. All them red helmets. So, yeah. I hope that Oklahoma, the players, because we're gonna talk our shit, and that's all well and good. But I hope that the players are paying close attention to all this. And I'm sure they are. They've been paying close attention to all of it. Here's one thing I would tell you guys. You haven't been tested yet, and you're about to get tested, punched in the mouth. Nobody's punched you in the mouth just yet. Nobody's punched you in the mouth just yet, but it's coming. Believe that it's coming. And it's going to be great when they do. They need more 5 stars. Yeah, always. Lost last year. Yeah. Yeah. You're not wrong. Just said, welcome into the show, sir. Keep the same energy I had on the phone yesterday. The energy is the same, bud. All I told you was that, yeah, they're going to have to play well. And we know that. That's a fact in every Red River. Every Red River. One of those that was just on that list that we were talking about was, I think Texas that was what they were 2-4 once the game was over with. And that was Oklahoma's only loss. It happens sometimes. That's the truth. Yeah, look, bottom line, aside from the last 10 years, you can go even further. It's what, 18 of the last 25. You know, basically since integration of the college football, Oklahoma owns you. You guys like to talk about back in the overall record when, you know, they used a medicine ball for football and had leather helmets, you know, and all white guys. So, you know, it is what it is. Yeah, there it is. Oh, look, another one I get to put in timeout. I love it, though. I really do like it, to be honest with you. It's fun. There's always trash to talk. The beauty of it is that really, I mean, you know, we can sit here and talk about crazy stuff all day and what you think, but I know that Oklahoma knows they can win the game. They know they can win it. You guys hope you can, and, you know, it is what it is. I want to ask a question, though. Who would you like to see in the Red River? If you're an Oklahoma fan, who would you rather see starting for Texas? Quinn Ewers or Arch? Which one? So the Shorthorns get more recruits. If Kip Lewis was up for Auburn, how high on the hyped up scale you think he'll be for Tech? Oh, for sure. No doubt. Yeah. Yeah, you'll see about that, buddy. But no. Timeout for you. It's just because it's fun. Not because I care that you're saying anything, because you can. And I'll go ahead and give one to old Lone Star, too. Ha. It's going to be fun. Yes. Hate week for 2 weeks. Read my name. Texas effing sucks. They do indeed. They do indeed. Always fun. That I hadn't really seen a ton of that guy, that first dude. What's his name? Nash. Except for last year whenever he had his little blow up after they lost. That was funny. Good stuff. Good stuff. So you'd rather have that guy. Okay. Man, Hawkins needs some help. Chuck, don't come in here starting your shit with your OU fan being a doomer. We don't want to hear it here. Come on. But you'd rather see Arch. I don't know that I'd rather see Arch, to be honest. I think he's actually better. I think he's better. Now, if we go by what we think, I mean, the first time that you have to deal with Brent Venables isn't going to be easy for any quarterback. So I could definitely understand people that say Arch instead of Quinn. But we know Quinn very well. I mean, he had a pretty good game. He did have a good game last year, except for those 3 turnovers. Those 3 turnovers mattered, and they were forced turnovers, is what it is. It's going to be fun. Down's going to knock yours out of the game. Now, see, there you go. That's better. Keaton Galactodon, good to see you. And he's going to get his help. Man, look, I think there's some positives that are coming out of all these injuries. First of all, they're still winning games, right? Had Hawkins come in earlier or started the game against Tennessee, you probably win. You don't turn the ball. We haven't seen Michael Hawkins even throw into a bad position where it could have been intercepted. He hasn't done it. He hasn't fumbled the ball. He hasn't been flustered. Even at the worst times when they've been down, he's cold as ice. You know, is if Woody starts, 7 wins, Sark is going over the top. Well, that's what he's going to try to do. I definitely understand it, but here you got to remember that Woody had 2 interceptions in a Red River game. You know, don't get it twisted. I'm fairly much in agreement. I'm not a hater on Woody though. I think that it's getting to the point where you're probably seeing towards the end of his usefulness as far as being an all the time guy out there. I'd love to have Gentry back. I don't know if that's going to happen. But the truth is, I think that you have to have Eli Bowen out there as much as possible. Makari Vickers is healthy again. I'd love to see him back out there. We're talking about a guy that's big and has some speed. We know he's a stud. He's been hurt for the better part of fall camp, and he was hurt at times during the spring, but he was playing pretty well in the spring before he got hurt. They were talking a lot about him. I like the ideas. I saw him a lot in some of those videos after the game last week. Looks like he's back and healthy. It'd be good. It'd be good. And I think he's better than most people are really remembering. Talking about another one of those top 100 recruits. He's 6'2". You know, he's big, he's strong, and he's super fast. So this is a guy that, you know, I've always been a fan of the seatbelt. It'd be nice to see him kind of step in there and get some run as well. OU has to, I think you want to ugly the game up a little bit. I think that, and that's what I was talking about actually with our guy. I actually like Lone Star. He's okay. He's full of shit sometimes, but you know, that's most Texas fans. We were talking yesterday, and really the truth is I believe that the best way that you probably win, you don't want to get in a shootout with them. But you can, because the truth is you don't have a ton of playmakers coming back. Now, I will say this. I believe that they may have unlocked Bauer Sharp a little bit. I like the way that we started seeing some stuff out of Bauer, especially down those seams. That little pick play that we saw, it turned into a penalty. But there were a couple of calls that went against him that, Bauer would have ended up having a huge game. So I do like it. Yeah, he has been. Oh, man, Eli's good. Well, and I mean, they loved seatbelt too. So, the thing about Vickers is we know he's a stud athlete as well. He's been in some big games. And, when you've had a little bit of experience like he has, you're going to learn from all of that stuff. And a couple of years in the system is big. I think that his injuries is what kind of kept him out up until this point. They beat themselves last year. He's been out for a minute, actually, man. I don't know. I haven't heard. I think there's a possibility that you could see Gentry back. But the thing is I just don't know that you can really look, as much as I like Gentry Williams, that he's an NFL type guy when it comes to corners. I think he's definitely an NFL caliber player, but your best ability is availability, and he hasn't been available enough, they didn't beat themselves last year. No, they blew it. Where are the advantages that OU has versus the UT defense coming into Dallas? Well, the UT defense, I don't think has even been tested by anybody with a pulse. So we know that. I think that on the edges, you guys look really good. But I think that as far as our defensive or our tackles are concerned, it's probably the best guys on the offensive line. So I'm not too concerned with that. Colin Simmons has looked really good. Really good. He is a freshman. We'll see how he does when it comes to all that. But, I mean, look, I like him. He's another one that's been talking a lot of smack, said they were going to dominate. He hadn't even played in a Red River yet, but I like his moxie. He's a good player. There's no doubt about that. 14-3 defensive game like 2001 with Superman and Lehman. That was a freaking amazing football game too. Yep, the Superman jump and Teddy Lehman getting that one. Definitely one of the better ones. And we talked about that a lot too. I think that you've seen a lot of those type of games, right? Where the expectations are that one team should win easily and the other one does. And so that's the other thing. You can throw out records. You can throw out everything when it comes to this game. The other thing I would tell you is I don't believe that this Texas team is close to as good as the one that they put on the field last year. Oklahoma's defense is better than the one that they put on the field last year that you couldn't get a yard on the goal line. You know, I think that offensively, that's not really what I would concern myself with if I'm a Texas fan, because that's what they do well. But they haven't been tested by another offense that wasn't one-dimensional, because Michigan was absolutely one-dimensional, particularly at that point. And once they got behind, and this is what we really talked about, once they got behind in that game, there was no way for them to catch up. They needed to ugly that game up and turn it into a slugfest, get ahead or stick right with them to where you really couldn't afford to not have a scoring drive if you're Texas. You had to put them in a situation where they had to be concerned. That never really happened. They got ahead by a couple of touchdowns early, and it was basically over. And I think that their defense is pretty good. Michigan's defense was pretty good, and maybe Texas's is. Is it though? Benji, you know, you keep saying that, but I don't buy it. I don't buy it. We haven't, and the numbers, look, let's be real. Guys, we're talking about they've played what, 4 or 5 games at this point? Okay. But you haven't played anybody that matters. So putting up those defensive numbers right now doesn't mean anything. You know, we heard about how great that Georgia defense was. But they gave up 28 points in the first quarter last week. You know, I'm just saying, and not to say that Oklahoma is definitely, but the one thing I would say is you got 2 weeks to install it. You don't have to necessarily continue with the RPO that we know hasn't been working. There's some things that can be worked out. And if Seth just calls his own offense, I think they're going to have an opportunity. Deion Burks is going to be key. I'd love to see him be back in the game. I think he will be back in the game. Taylor Tatum's another one. You can get those guys going and Hawkins plays like he's been playing, then you're going to have a chance to go out there and put up numbers. You know, in the end, I think that what you really want to do is turn it into a slugfest to where they're going to struggle to score. And I think that that's exactly what Oklahoma is at this point. That's it. So what did you just say, Coach Ricks? Running some different looks and stuff at them. Yeah, I watched the game. I don't know how much I thought Texas was ever really in a ton of trouble. It was more, well, because, I mean, even their best quarterback who wasn't, I mean, I've never been a big Blake Shapen guy, but he's out. And then, so they've got a young guy that they're trying to play. And you know, he played a decent game. I think that was about as good as you were going to get them out of, you know, out of Mississippi State. But I don't think much of Mississippi State. So again, wake me up whenever you've played somebody that's good. I think you're going to play somebody that's good coming up. But, and then you got to turn around and you got to play Georgia the week after that. So we'll see. My gun sweetness. That's a good answer. This is a great answer. Look what happened to Ole Miss. Yeah, same thing. Well, and if you think about it, they hadn't played anybody with a pulse either. And listen, not for nothing, but Oklahoma's better than Kentucky. Okay. And I don't know that you guys are better than Ole Miss. I didn't think that y'all were great last year. You had one win against a decent team. One. You lost to Washington for the second year in a row. You lost to Oklahoma. After that Alabama win, and Alabama wasn't at their best. We know that. But it was a good win. I got to say that. Hey, there's Sipping Sooner. What's up, man? I'm going to send you. You wanted that link? I meant to send that to you a minute ago. I just forgot. Sorry about that. You want me to send it to your phone or what? It'd be great to have Burks back. Yeah. Uh-huh. Where do you want it sipping? Are you going to come on? They're not better than last year. I don't think their defense is better. I don't know that their offense is better. I don't think that matters because I think they're going to be pretty good offensively no matter what because that's who they are. That's their identity is they're going to play good offense. I mean, I wouldn't call Sark Lincoln Riley when it comes to offense, but he ain't far off, and he's going to get – and they recruit very well to those skill positions. I mean, I think that – yeah, I mean, would they be better with CJ Baxter? Probably. Yeah, probably. But, you know. Hold on. You guys just escaped University of Houston also last year. So, and that was with your, team with 11 guys going to the draft and all that bullshit. Hush. And that you escaped because it was a terrible non-call. Oh, okay, cool. It's coming your way. Benji. What the hell? Well, looking for my phone. It's sitting in front of me. Oh, you were looking for Christian is looking for what I do. Oh no, I was just doing it just to mess around with you. That's why. I just do it. It's fun. Lone Star, he's like, hey, what I do? You're just a Texas fan. It's just how it goes. We got a special guest coming in, boys and girls. What up, Bloody? Bloody Guns, my man. Yeah, definitely escaped UCF. Definitely did. Yep. Listen, I don't even know that I care about all that. I know this. Oklahoma beat you last year when you had a better football team. And they're starting to look better on offense, and their defense is a lot better this year. They've been through some struggles that they've had to get through, and getting through that builds character for football teams like this, and they start believing in themselves even more. I think there was a lot of times that you could have folded up shop. They didn't. Very first game you've attended. Wow. That's the very first game you've attended, and you went to Auburn. That's cool. So it was rowdy there, huh? We didn't play. Yeah, they escaped KSU. They escaped Iowa State. Yeah, come on. Benji, you having fun yet? Yeah, the gifted block punt, that sucked, yeah. Yep. Benji sent me $10. Thank you, Benji. Appreciate the super chat. What do you got to say? No escaping this season. Okay. We keep hearing things like that, but again, I will refer you back to I can refer you back to that graph there. History says you're at least due one more loss in a row before you win one. So it's just kind of the way it goes. The way it goes. History says you're going to lose another one, at least, before you get one to win. Stephen G. Is Stephen G in here? He may be at school. Do we get any wide receivers back before Texas? I think you should get Deion Burks back, which is important. That would be great. Let's see. What's up, chicken? Chime in, for God's sakes. Or are you just gonna, sit there and let him talk shit? What's up there, Rob? What's up, my man? Yeah. For the pick, in all fairness, Kip stumbled twice. I would have tried going over him too, to be honest. Listen, Kip was great, though, in the game. Oh, the entirety of the game. He was all over the place. The guy's looking really good. Oh, this is going to be good. This is going to be good. I'm excited. I'm excited. Welcome into the show. The Sipping Sooner. My man. What's up, Sipping? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm trying to still get situated here.
Right, all right. You can let you out for a second till you get ready. You can throw me a horns down when you're ready. The Sipping Sooner, everybody. Kerwin Terry, my man. I've been listening to you terrorizing Texas fans. It's always fun to terrorize Texas fans there. Kerwin, you know this since back in the day. Oh, yeah, we lost him. We lost old Sipping. He'll be back in a second. Sipping Sooner, my man. Any word on Tatum's concussion protocol? He hadn't. Listen, man, you already know that they're not going to put it out there until they have to. They don't really have to put I don't think they have to put out an availability report because of their bye week. So you probably won't know till Wednesday of next week. But if he's not back in 3 weeks' time, that would be concerning. That'd be pretty bad. So the hope is that that's not the case, right? Who was 5-0? No, they weren't. They'd already. Wait, yeah, they were. It was the first time that we were both in undefeated in a while, huh? DMX is oh man. Yeah, they've only Listen, I think this defense is the difference. That's the biggest thing I would tell you is that, now that you have a quarterback that's good, he's looked really good. We could talk a lot about Michael Hawkins, and I don't think people are – I think it's wild that Ari Wasserman was saying what he was saying about him not being able to throw the football. It's wild. Yeah. I did see that the hope is that, but he almost seems like he's intentionally not giving you a lot of information. But, I mean, yeah, of course they hope that. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. They are top 5 defensive, yeah. Welcome into the show, Kimberly K. Welcome into the show. You're late, by the way. OU has momentum, zero pressure, knows what works, doesn't work going into the Red River. Texas hasn't been tested yet, struggled with Mississippi State, and has all the pressure to win. They certainly do have all the pressure to win. They certainly have all the pressure to win because everybody's talking about them winning. Everybody's saying they're going to do it. So we'll see. We will see. But, I mean, and then I think it's a fair question. What's going to happen? I think there's a large segment of the Texas fan base, and we're not just talking about fan base necessarily. I think that a lot of these guys are boosters that would like to see Arch play and continue playing. He has, by the way, looked very good, but I don't know. I almost feel like I'd rather go ahead and see Quinn because we know what we're getting from Quinn. I know he's supposed to be better this year, but she's not late. She's a wizard. Yeah, like I'm really giving her shit. I know better. Come on now. She arrives precisely when she means to. It's fair. It's fair. Just working. You're not late. I'm just giving you a hard time. I'm glad you're here. Thank you for showing. Benji, you guys said he was going to start last week too. So we'll see. Oblique, those kind of injuries don't just go away. Very similar to like, groin pulls, things like that. Those are lingering type of injuries that happen. Oh, goody. The insiders. Yeah. They always get it right. We'll see. Look, okay, well, that's good. I think I'd rather see him. Any chance Quinn gets pulled out for Arch due to performance during the Red River shootout? Not according to Sark. He would never do that. He would never do that. He didn't even pull out Quinn whenever he was. But of course, another thing Lone Star and I were talking about yesterday is he didn't do that because he didn't pull him out of the Okie Light game because it was his damn fault that he was suffering like that. Yeah, I think he is. He's got to be, right? He's their guy. Well, I would say this though, if yours is, I don't think you put him in there if he's hurt though, because even without injuries, I mean, he's prone to making mistakes and stuff. And I think if he's worried about it and obliques, man, yeah, that you're talking about that's a core injury that you're using your core to throw the football, and you're going to get popped in it too because they're coming after him. They got him 5 times last year. Your system's down at work and you can watch. Awesome. Like it. This is a decent question. It's kind of a weird question, but it's a decent question. Yeah. I mean, they got to throw him on the grill, right? That's a good question. I think we may be getting the Sipping Sooner back. As soon as I see a picture, then I'll pop him in. There he is. My man. What's up, my guy?
Man, how you doing?
Hey, man. I'm excited, man. It was kind of a bit of a stressful weekend with the game, but I like the way it ended. I didn't love the way it started, but I like the way it ended. I figured I'd get a rant from you out of that one, so
Man, I almost pulled the truck over several times, man. Almost lost my damn mind a couple of times, but I hung in there. I actually pulled over and watched the second half of the game right on time, I guess. So,
yeah.
So what's been up with you, man?
Man, just pumping out this stuff, man. I've got a new job. I'm doing kind of editing and reporting at a newspaper here where I'm at. So when that other deal fell through, I ended up taking that. So just busy and trying to pump out as much content as possible, man. We've been missing you though. Been missing your show. Hey man, you cannot put out content fire like that and then just pull it away from the Sooner fan base. You got them all pissed off.
Man, every time I get home, I'll be like, man, I'm gonna throw a video out, but then I'll be like, I'm tired as hell. So I try to get me some rest before I head back out, and he running the hell out of us right now. So we'll see what it do. I don't know. I'm gonna have to work something now because I really want to put a video out because there's been several times where I wanted to interject my thoughts and I ain't been able to. So
by all
it
means,
is what it is.
Please go away, run away with it. Say what you got to say. What have been your thoughts about this season so far?
Man, I don't know. It's been so many that came and passed. Like, so if I see something or hear something, I'm like, man, I need to make a video or say something about that. And then by the next day, it's like, well, it's already gone. You know what I mean? Like it's already been talked about and beaten to death. We just gonna try to get healthy, man, and get ready for this Texas game, I guess, man, and go on and getting their ass one more again like we always do. They might as well just show up with the KY jelly, baby. So,
listen,
but we'll see what it do.
I was trying to tell them earlier. That's what I've been in here saying. They've been talking a lot of shit. So,
man, it always amazes me how some of these teams be talking all this shit, and we know that out of the last 10, how many wins they got? 2?
Yeah, they got 3.
Man, come on.
They got 3, and then one of those 3 they avenged in the conference championship game, of course. So it's basically they're 8-3 against them in the last 11.
I mean, at what point do you just stop talking after getting your ass stumped out all the time? I mean, I don't understand.
Well,
But
they
I
are
guess every year,
championship level shit talkers. They are championship level shit talkers. Just not, they don't back it up all that well.
yeah, talking about that awesome team they had last year. They got their ass terrorized down there in the Cotton Bowl. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, man.
Well, and
But
I would tell you that as much as Oklahoma's gone through some shit, right? But there's something to winning games that are, you know, it looks like you're not going to, or, you know, because they've had some moments. And I think Jackson kind of, look, man, they had to pull him. I was at the Tennessee game, and I was just like, good grief. And I'm sitting there looking at the scoreboard thinking, yeah, they got to get him out. And I was not that guy saying to pull him out early. At that point, they had to do it.
Jason, you remember last year, right around this time, when there was a few people clamoring for Jackson over Dylan. Remember that? And a lot of people was getting kind of upset with you because you was trying to back Dylan. And it's just crazy when you try to tell him, man, you know, everybody has their time. You know what I mean? You can't rush it.
Sure.
And mentally, he wasn't ready. He just wasn't ready mentally. We know physically he got all the tools, all the gifts, but mentally he wasn't ready. It was just too much for him.
I think so. And I think there's first off, there's a lot of different things that kind of added to this, right? You know, you had a bum line, the offensive line's hurt. We're now down 5 top receivers, the 5 best receivers. And that's the other thing. Could you imagine what Texas would be saying if their top 5 guys weren't playing?
That beat down to be worse than it's gonna be.
Right.
You know, and like I said, man, if we get Deion Burks.
Oh, damn it. We missed him. He might be back. Let's see what happens here. Damn it. All right. Can borrow all that P. Diddy. Here we go. Oh, man. Who's a hothead? Special. Boomer Sooner Forever, thank you for coming in. They make a lot in Texas Petroleum. Yeah. I don't know where that was coming from, but that's, because it was coming from Sipping. Let's see if he's back. No, he's gone. We'll kick him, let him come back. Damn it. Must be using Verizon. Yeah, could be. Sippin's all over the road, man. He's gone a lot, man. I've talked to him a few times over the last month or so. There's a reason why he's not doing it for sure. Yeah. Cried about their center last year. Yeah, man. I mean, they're on a lot of different. This is the thing. But the point I was getting at, and that's kind of what I was saying to you guys as he was coming in. When you go through some things like this and you find a way, it's big. Deion Burks, Kerwin, fast. You know, I don't think they've unlocked him yet, really, because I think that Jackson was. I don't know if it was all the offense or if it was all him or what, but they just hadn't used him enough. I know that in the Tennessee game, his interception that he threw, had he thrown it to Burks, he gone. You know, but I mean, if you go back and look at that film, that safety on that side, when they crossed him up, he started to go. Then he hesitated. Then he turned his back, and Burks is in the middle wide open. I mean, he could have thrown it late, and still nobody was going to be there. Instead, he throws it into double coverage. It's just, I think that he was so far in he wasn't mentally ready yet. But again, I think a lot of things contributed to that. I'm not trying to like call off, Jackson or say that I don't think that he's going to be really good. He was a 5-star for a reason. And it wasn't just because he was a camp guy. The guy played in a lot of big football games in Texas 6A football, 2 of those being the state championship game. So we know he can play. And the fact is it was good to see him as engaged as he was in the game last week and being a part of the team and trying to, help make sure that they were doing the right things and all that kind of stuff. He's helping. I think he was helping, Michael out some as far as like what they were looking at, so I think that's a good thing. I think all of that stuff matters. He was basically being the anti-Spencer Rattler, which is a big deal. That tells you, I think, as much about this football team as anything does is the fact that they are in it for each other. They're in it for this coaching staff, but they're in it for each other and they want to win. So to me, I don't hate their chances. I just don't. I like their chances to win this game. I would always like their chances to win this particular game, but I don't hate their chances for the rest of the way either. I've been telling you guys I don't think a lot of Ole Miss right on cue when they play somebody, they get beat. Right? You know, we've been saying that. And then, you know, look, Mizzou struggled with Vandy. Vandy's a better football team than they have been, but you can't tell me that they're great because I don't buy it. You know, I would tell you that, you know, go on a winning streak. This is a good team. Yeah. And if you can, that's the thing. I think that you want to make sure that, I don't know that after the Auburn game, I really believe that what you saw out of the defense going into the Auburn game is they put a lot out there to try to keep up and try to beat the Tennessee team. And they got zero help. They were on the field an awful lot, particularly in the first half. You could see that they were running out of gas then. Thankfully, when Hawkins started coming in, even before he started scoring, they were moving the football. There was a couple of things that kept a few of them drives from turning into points. But they were on the field enough that they were able to get a breather. By the time that game was over, though, I think that they had expended a lot of energy, a ton of it. And they were a little tired last week. You've heard it from a lot of the guys around there. I think that you've heard it from BV. But I know that's what Teddy was talking about, and I don't disagree. And I would also tell you that I think that that's kind of what – now the beauty is that they have a lot of depth, and they were able to turn it up when they needed to in the game last week. But it was, as far as the offense is concerned and getting the running game going, I know there's a lot of people saying a lot of different things about we got to do this better. We got to do this better. Yeah, dude, this dude, he's, you know, it's funny that a lot of people, well, Teddy Lehman had immediately said that he hadn't seen anybody that was that good in the springtime. Like, and that included Caleb Williams. So we know that Caleb was a bad dude as a freshman. The kid has come in, Kerwin, and done things that not only has he been really good, and when I say really good, it's just he's not flustered. He's doing what he needs to do. I think he's missed a couple of receivers as they're coming open, but that's about it. He's never put the ball in harm's way. He's made smart decisions at the right times, and he is not afraid to put his body on the line. Now, that concerns people, and rightfully so. We are a little worried about that. But, yeah, some of these penalties have been a problem as well. But I would just tell you that there's a lot of football teams that, yes, overrated. Look, we know that LSU, they lost Harold Perkins. That was their best player on defense, and that defense wasn't good. Their offense is good. If you can slow that offense, you should be able to win. You should be able to win the game. Now, but of course, playing in Baton Rouge is another story. That's a tough thing to do. And if they're still carrying a decent record, you can bet your ass that's a night game. That makes it harder, right? It makes it harder. But I don't think that you're going to see this football team overlooking anybody. In view of the fact of what we saw after the Texas game last year, say you get a win in the Texas game, which I believe you will. But if you do, you know, yes, this is big. They were tired, and I believe that getting that win, but you have to combat against having any more letdowns and wearing out on that. You got to. This is why competitive depth. It's not just about injuries. It's also just about that, you know, being able to keep guys fresh. And I think that you probably see more of a rotation on the interior of the defensive line. I think that they've had a really good rotation, but you also saw Caden Woolard looked really good last week. He didn't get home on some of them, but there was a couple of times it looked like he had a sack or he was right there he's going to make a play. He was right there in the mix, though, and he's a big dude. Another guy that you're excited about seeing. Listen, what R. Mason Thomas is doing, if he starts off in a game doing that, it's going to be a lot of fun. Sooner Brandon, what's up? Good to see you. I think that's big. J.A. and Hawkins will hit you. Yeah. I think so too. I'm excited about it. I'm excited about the prospects, and I don't think that Jay's done in his career, man. I think that there's a reason he was a 5-star, and I don't know that he's completely done at Oklahoma. They have been for a long time, and that doesn't just include Lincoln Riley. For all you clown Texas fans, they were doing that before he showed up. You know, I mean, right now Oklahoma quarterbacks have more yardage than anybody else in the NFL at this point of the season, but I think that there's still more to do. Ooh, South Texas. Yeah, $2. It's going to cost you a little more than to say that shit for me to put that on the screen. It's going to cost you more than $2, but that's funny. It is funny. No, I'll put it on the screen. Thanks for the super chat. I'm just not going to read it. All right. Good to see you guys in here, though. After the Texas game, the only game I really worried about is Kalen DeBoer. But listen, Alabama's the real deal. Alabama is the absolute real deal. Number one game of the week since OU's not playing. There's some good games this week, too. Actually, I thought I had those pulled up, but I guess put them down. Hold on. Let's take a look at those. Sit down, Norman. The dog comes over here and slobbers on me. Just to slobber on me. It's like, ugh. Stop doing that. Go. Oh yeah, Missouri A&M should be a good one. It's in College Station. 4-0 Mizzou against 4-1 Texas A&M. ESPN has A&M in the top 25. They didn't get a vote in the AP poll, and I don't believe they got a vote in the Hall of Fame poll either. That I can tell. Another one, Tennessee at Arkansas. I think Tennessee wins, but Arkansas has a way of, I mean, they're going to have a good game plan. We'll see kind of what happens if they don't kind of blow it. The Clemson-Florida State game kind of lost luster when Florida State sucked. And now on top of that, DJU's not playing. Apparently he's hurt. That's kind of a bummer. But look, I mean, I think it's kind of run its course for DJU at FSU. It was just not a good marriage. Not a good marriage. What else we got? Michigan State, Oregon. I guess Syracuse, UNLV could be a good game. It's a long ways for Syracuse to go. Auburn, Georgia. Not at Georgia. It's not going to be good. Ole Miss, South Carolina is intriguing, though. Ole Miss, South Carolina is intriguing. What do you guys think happens on that one? Yeah. Hit the like button. That's right. It's going to be a fun game when they come to town. But, man, they're scary looking. Now, the fact that they gave up the comeback part, and Jonathan was talking about that when he was on the show last night, that, it was pretty piss poor clock management. I could see that. And you have a new coordinator. I think you don't have a lot of – and especially for a game like against a Georgia, I don't know that you have a lot of game planning for, being up 28-0 at the end of the first quarter and having to figure out how to hold on to it. Or I would have probably tried to step on their neck a little longer. He may have let off the gas a bit. I don't know. But that's for them to worry about. I'll tell you this. Ryan Williams is a scary, scary dude, and so is Jalen Milroe. Jalen Milroe is the best quarterback in the country right now. I don't even think it's questionable. He's the guy. That's where I'm at. Yeah, come on now. Give us love. Hit that like button. Hit it. Wipe them feet as you come in. We've had 500 people in here already on this channel alone, and we've only got 36 likes. We're not even hitting 10% lately, folks. You got to be kidding me. What did I do? What else we got? Huh? Probably wasted the $40 as the hours go by, though. What are you talking about? I think it's gonna be a good game. I think that one game of the weekend. I think Ole Miss and I mean they're at South Carolina too. I mean, look, I don't have a whole lot of trust in Shane Beamer, but I like their defense is pretty good. And they boogered Kentucky up, and Kentucky's got a good defense. I think their defense is better. That's the one good thing they have. Lenore Sellers, I like him. I don't know if he's going to be healthy or not. And then, of course, Coach I's nephew, he's been looking really good as a true freshman, another true freshman receiver. You kind of wonder when they're going to get the kid going, the big guy, with the track speed. But I don't know, man. Lenoris is that guy at their other quarterback. I don't trust him. And I just don't trust in Beamer much. But I think they got that one receiver that went from there to Ole Miss, and there've been a lot of trash talk going back and forth, like even since before the season. What's up there, Charles? Crows fly high. My guy, what are you doing, man? Good to see you. Good to see you. Good to see you. We need Auburn to win in Georgia. That's expecting a lot. They can put up the kind of fight. I mean, look, they probably should have won against Bama and Georgia last year at home. They got them both on the road this year. I think they're getting their ass kicked. And truthfully, I don't know. I think that when you lose a game like what they lost, when you're winning like that, playing really well, and then you have it ripped away from you in a matter of seconds, pretty much, I think they're toast. I think that may be the end. Game plan, score early and often. That's kind of what I don't know, man. I don't think you win a shootout with them. I think if we're talking Oklahoma, Texas, I don't think you win a shootout. Boom. Timeout for you. Welcome to the show. Welcome to an Oklahoma show where we don't put up with Joe shit. All right, I'll send it to you there. Hey, there we go. I forgot. Are you off today or you just got some time off? I'm sending it to you. Just to your phone? Keeping all receipts. Man, that sucks, man. Yeah, Sippin's not going to make it back on, but you've got it there, Bishop. Do we have a power running back? X-Rob is supposed to be. We haven't seen him, though. And then, man, if you look at what Caleb Hicks is, I mean, I would think that he looks like it. I don't know, though. I haven't seen it. We haven't seen him at all. So I don't know if he's hurt or what's. I've heard that he might have gotten hurt. Seems like a certain safety we know may have broke him in practice or something. I don't know. But aside from that, I hadn't heard a whole bunch from the guy. Please do. Yes, of course. This is this is OU Texas stuff. I would expect no less there, Charles. What you got? Best defense in the SEC, and we're getting there offensively. I think they're getting better offensively. The best defense in the SEC may be a stretch, but it's not far off of it. Check it out. Oh, look at there. He's old Simba himself. Check him out. He got the lion on.
You got best defense in the SEC, and we're getting there.
What's up with you? I said you got wearing the lion today, man. Are you roaring or what? You ready to roar?
Watch out.
Bishop Frank, welcome into the show, my man. What's going on?
Hey, man. Big salute to everybody. Hey, I just wanted to chime in. I heard we were having some good vittles you were serving up. So keep cooking.
Yeah. Listen, and I mean, Charles Copley, he said best defense in the SEC, and we're getting there offensively. I think we're definitely on the right track offensively. Best defense in the SEC might be a bit of a stretch. Definitely top 2 or 3, I think.
Yeah.
Tennessee's got a pretty damn good defense too. I don't know what I think of. I think that Georgia showed that they can be scored on.
Yeah.
But I still when it's all said and done, I think they're pretty damn good too. The rest of them, I don't know. Supposedly you're expecting Ole Miss to have a really good defense, but they haven't played anybody. They played in SEC school and got beat. They're not the right one either. You know what I mean? That's not the one they should have lost. So I don't know, man, what to think about Ole Miss. We've been saying it for a while, but if you were ranking the SEC teams right now, where would you start? Obviously, Bama being number 1, but aside from that, where would you go?
Man, I don't know. I think that because Georgia would definitely be a 1B, and I would say Oklahoma will be next after that.
After Georgia and Alabama at number 1? Okay. I mean, I think they still got to climb to there for me, but I think they can get there. I think they can get there.
Only reason I say that,
the offense. I think you got to be better on offense, and I think they're headed in the right direction there. But
the reason I say that is understanding as much as we have lost. Think about it. The SEC is not a pushover.
Yeah.
And we keep answering the bell, but understand we're not used to it. It's our fire test because we're used to Baker, Kyler, and
cooking from week 1. Yeah.
Yeah. So the key is understanding in the SEC, we're actually playing SEC ball, and we know how to win them close. And now it's about, can we go to the next level? Each week is a new level. You can't base it off of last week. So, Latrell has to step up. All coaches have to step up because understand the competition is going to keep stepping up. So there's no room for error right now. What you think?
Listen, well, first off, Benji, I would say it took a pick 6 from Thorne and 2 misses. Okay. The pick 6 was a forced turnover, guys. We're not talking about, he didn't just, he was getting pressured. He threw the ball and he got it picked off in return. This is the number 1 turnover defense in the country, period. And by quite a bit, actually. It's not really close.
Yeah.
So when it comes to turning people over, because Oklahoma did that to you last year when they weren't as good as they are this year. They've already got, 18, 19 sacks on the season. We're way ahead of their pace for the last 3, 4, 10 years probably when it comes to that. They're getting a lot of pressure. You're having guys that you weren't really necessarily expecting a ton from, like Trace Ford coming up big.
Yeah.
Trace has been huge. And when that guy's healthy, he's a problem. And that's not a guy that you're really probably planning for. Guess what? There's other dudes just like that. PJ's starting to look pretty good on the outside. The interior, I think that they've had a shorter rotation than what you probably expected early on. I think it probably expands out a little bit. You've seen some good things out of Stoney the last couple of weeks. You've seen some good, you've continued to see good things out of Jaden, but I also think that Dominic Williams has been a lot better in the last 2 weeks than he was early.
Yeah.
But
if I remember, there's a phrase going around at Oklahoma, competitive depth.
That's right.
You ever heard of that?
I have. Drink up. Shout out to Buc-ee's.
Shout out to Buc-ee's. And I'm drinking hot sauce because that's how we are.
Fire test.
You got it.
Right. Look, yeah, and rest in peace to James Earl Jones, by the way. Yeah, that's fun. And everybody's loving on your jacket there. They're someone said that jacket slaps, bro.
Oh man. Big salute, y'all guys. Big salute. Y'all know how to make a man blush.
He's in here roaring already.
Oh. Hey, we just letting you know, hey, documentation beat conversation.
South Texas, top 48 elite defense. You could call that, hey, look, man, you can say what you want to say. There's more than one metric. There's more than one metric for defense. And you guys haven't played anybody to have your defense being what it is. You're going to get a test.
Man, you know how it is. The simple fact is, you know, when we talk behind the scenes, is that I understand the type of tests we've been running into are decent defense to, you know, people in the top 15 defense. Because can't nobody say that Tennessee is not a top 10 defense, at least.
If you go back and watch that film from that, though, Oklahoma had easy as good a game, if not better, defensively than what Tennessee had. Now, what Tennessee did, Tennessee was opportunistic and they were able to benefit from some bad mistakes. The truth is, if they get field goals on those 2 turnovers instead of turning it right back over to them in one play, it's a different ball game at the half. It's a different game all the way around. And I feel like if they start Michael Hawkins, they win the game.
No doubt. Well, you know what it is
but
because,
that's also you got to go through some shit, man. We've talked about this stuff. You got to go through some stuff. And you get battle tested, and now you get some courage and some belief in yourself that you can deal with these things. There was no reason to believe that you were going to win that game last week. No reason to believe it at the end of the third and into the fourth quarter, and you're down 21-10.
Yeah, that was a testament to this winter and summer workouts. Smitty built, Fire built.
Yeah,
that type of mindset of you don't only want to finish, but you want to be able to keep your wits and have the perfect call on, like Thorne, that was the quarterback, said 9 times out of 10, I still would have threw it to that spot, because that's what, when I read it, that's what it was showing, because they were showing that they were all going to blitz. So it was he just said it was just a perfect call, and we move on. Look, he said it, I didn't.
No, and look, man, they see things in those deals that most people aren't going to see, and they, you're looking for those tails, and you got to find one. And look, the truth of it is I mean, I think that Auburn's got a really good offense. They've had a turnover issue. They don't really have a talent issue. They've got a turnover problem. You start talking about some of those receivers, and Cam Coleman especially. We were talking about this last night on the show. There's 3 true freshman wide receivers that are ungodly. Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, Coleman looks really, really good. Jeremiah Smith, we don't really know what they are yet, but I mean, look, let's just be real. Ohio State's got ridiculous amounts of talent. They just
correct.
And then I would say the same thing. Obviously, the kid at Alabama is just unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Yeah.
And Jalen Milroe has been unbelievable. That was that first half was golly.
And just think,
he had 4 touchdowns. He had 2 passing touchdowns, 2 rushing touchdowns. He had 400, almost 500 yards of offense on his own. It's him and it's Travis Hunter for the Heisman. I think it's going to be hard for Travis to win it just because of the position he plays, because you don't see defensive backs do it, and you don't see very often a receiver do it, particularly when you're going to have the opportunity to put up the kind of numbers that he's going to put up there this year, because he is.
Yeah.
He's that good. If you can do that against Georgia, hey,
Yeah. Well, the thing about it is, think about it. When Milroe came in, when he did get his start, everybody was like, he's not it. And then so he went through his fire test. So now that he's been seasoned, and he's just showing that, hey, just because I might have a rocky start or I have growing pains, that don't mean that I can't get it done. So simple fact is got to be willing to grow with them. That's what I'm learning.
Yeah. No, yeah, and he's talking. Yeah, Rob, you're not wrong. At 17, we're talking about what's his name from Alabama, the receiver. He was an early guy coming in. Unreal. It's just unreal.
Yeah.
But Cam Coleman is that guy too. You know, and Big Bogue was talking about that. Big Boganowski was saying that Mike had played against him when they were stationed down in Alabama. They played.
Yeah, he did.
There. And I was just like, golly. But it just goes. I mean, these guys are definitely. I mean, it makes sense that they're both in the SEC and going to be, top of their game too. Because I think that a lot's coming from those guys. You got Reggie Powers and Michael Boganowski, and of course, that Jaden Rowe and those guys. I mean, they're going to be those guys. They're going to be those guys.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, Benji, you're hoping and praying, bro. Hoping and praying. You talk a lot, but you're not really saying much.
Benji like to hear himself talk. It's all good.
He does indeed. He gets Stink Ass Cat all kinds of pissed.
Well, this is the week.
No, yeah. I mean, you got to let him do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and South Texas talks a lot of smack too. Yeah, let's see. Hey, I'll throw it up there because you're giving me money for it, but you're going to have to do better than $2. You're not getting any more smack talking. You're not getting any more in for $2. It's going to be 20 next time. It's got to be 20 or it ain't making it. $2.
Gotta love it.
What are we doing, man? We buying cigarettes, single cigarettes, or what? I mean, what are we doing?
Yeah, doing it.
Bloody Guns, a membership. Welcome in to the membership. Hey guys, this is a good time to talk about that.
Yes.
If you want to become,
that up.
You should be a member because we have memberships for as low as $2.99 a month. Not only will it get you into our Discord, but that also gets you a vote in the weekly poll. It'll come right now. Once you voted in it, it comes right into your inbox on your email. What do you got going on over there, Bishop Frank? Making all that noise. Okay.
I'm over here mad. Some Texas fan are getting on my nerves. I'll mute.
Okay. Where did I put that? Where's that stupid poll at? I don't know what happened to the poll. Yesterday. It's in the yesterday stuff. There it is. So definitely want to. Oh, okay. Present that real quick.
Big salute.
Yeah,
I like that, man.
Yeah, I like it too, man. It's been looking good. And so, okay, so guys, by becoming a member, you get a vote in the top 25 poll. Look, I think the reason we want to do it that way is because the guys that are doing that kind of stuff are they're in here. I know they're paying attention to all of college football. When it comes down to doing these kind of deals, when you're doing the polls, I would tell you, this is what I was saying yesterday. I don't love the AP poll because I know how those guys work. I've been a beat writer before. You don't have time to watch everybody else. You just don't. So I know they don't watch every other football team, and I think that a lot of that is just strictly on name. And, they just kind of vote along with everybody else. But I would tell you this. I know you guys know ball. You watch ball. I think we did a great job with this poll, this first one around. 15 of those first place votes went to Alabama, 1 to Texas. I pretty much know who that was. And I understand it, but I don't agree. Then Ohio State, Tennessee, Georgia. I didn't feel like Georgia should drop out of the top 5. They stayed in it, so that's probably the right way. I don't mind it until you get to don't believe so much in Penn State, especially that high up. I really don't believe in Michigan that high up. We haven't seen anything from them that makes me think that they're that good. I think that's coasting. So I'd love to see, some more votes. So we'll kind of see where that really is. I think a couple of votes will get you into a certain area, right? But the back end of it, I didn't mind so much. I'm not sure what I think about Clemson or SC, but I do like or LSU. I love Iowa State where they are. I think Oklahoma's about where they need to be unless they can get this win in the Red River game. That will jump them back up. If they can win that game and possibly even win that Ole Miss game, I think that you're right in the contention. But right now you have an opportunity if you're Oklahoma to play yourself into contention, and I think that that's part of what is probably good for them. They don't have time to take a week off. They've already lost a game, so now it's kind of elimination time. You can't probably get away with more than 2 losses. Possibly 3 if you have a schedule like OU's, but you can't depend on it. I don't think you can depend on it. So, yeah, I think you need to get through this thing with no more than just losing to maybe Alabama. And if that was the only other loss that you had, then you're probably in. If they go to 9-3 with the way that things have gone this year, and if you continue having injuries, 9-3, 8-4 shouldn't freak anybody out because there's not a whole lot you could have done.
I think it'd be an excellent job.
South Texas
consider the strength of schedule.
Yeah, like that's ever gonna make it in, bro. Are you insane? Thank you for the super chat to Bloody Guns, though. $10. That's what I'm talking about. Great show as always. Got to run. Keep doing your thing, Boomer. Hey, Bloody, we appreciate you, my guy. Much appreciated. And we need to get you voting. Make sure you guys are in there. Once you are a member and you're a member, I don't know how much he's in. We don't really see Bloody in the Discord. If you're not going to be in the Discord, then you've got to somehow get me your email so that I can send you a ballot. We've had a couple of different people I think are going to be popping in and becoming members as well. But hey, look, the reason I want people to have skin in the game because I know those are the people that are really paying attention. I appreciate that. $2.99 a month, it's worth it. The Discord alone is worth that. But
absolutely.
Getting that poll as well is awesome. The only schools that I would never put Indiana in my top 25 unless they get way deeper than what they are right now with the undefeated record. I don't see it. I feel like Rutgers has to be better, don't you, than them? And I still didn't put Rutgers in. I didn't have them in my poll. I don't know. Arizona, I wasn't too sure about either. I like Louisville.
Right.
But Notre Dame, they kind of put it on Louisville. I was a little surprised at that,
Right.
I was a little surprised at that. They may have stepped it up. It looks like Riley Leonard's starting to play a lot better. Makes Coach happy for sure. Makes Coach happy for sure.
Well, I think when you lose to NIU, I think it wakes everybody up.
Oh, man. Yeah. Well, you bet your ass it lit a fire under Marcus Freeman. That's tough sledding right there. The Discord link. It's actually, there's a link that's on the members only page, but I'll get in there and let's see.
It's a lot of fun.
It's under the perks tab. That's right. That's where you do it. You join the Discord by becoming a member of the Hall of Fame Mafia. So you go to the join. The join deal is actually, if you pop out of the chat part, you have to get out of your chat part. But if you do that, then you'll see it's right next to the thumbs up, which everybody should have hit. There's a join button there. So if you guys jump in there, you can join. It's as low as $2.99 a month. That gets you into the Discord. That gets you also a vote as well. So yeah, join is right next to, pretty much in the same line of where your little thumbs up is. It should be right next to it. On mine, it's not exactly like that because I have vidIQ, but it's right next to the thumbs up. That'll allow you to join. So that's big. And then once you become a member, then in there's a perks tab for members. And it'll be under there. That's where the link is. And that's a link that doesn't expire. So who's got 8,000 turnovers?
Yeah. How close are you to your goal?
To the 4,000? We're pretty
Yeah.
close. Let's see. We are at 38.93. Well, I guess I lost one from last night. That's kind of weird. I guess we're going the other way.
It's
I don't know.
Texas
I don't
week.
know which Oklahoma fan I pissed off, but it's happened a bit lately. Apparently, Boomer129 hates my guts, but I'm good with that. He's some smartass, anyways.
It's all good.
Hey man, you know it is what it is. You can't make everybody happy. I don't mind the arguments, to be honest with you. We can disagree on stuff.
Yeah.
I don't like the people that troll. I don't love this let's fire everybody thing. You know, I don't love that.
Not when you're in the middle of the season. Yeah. You can have dislike because you have a right to your opinion, but fire everybody during the season is just asinine. There's no way you can do that and keep the continuity of your staff. So
try. Oh man, that's not even good. Hold on real quick. No, yeah, and that's where I feel like that's what I'm talking about too. I think that there's. Hold on a minute. That's YouTube.
I see you, Bloody. I see his deal that just came across. Welcome to the family.
He just got in. Good. My man.
Yep.
Appreciate you, Bloody. So it's YouTube. Man, I can't even type today. .com/@HOF
And we're gonna have a lot of stuff coming up here in a little bit in that Discord. So everybody join in.
Yeah,
Time is now.
So Bloody just got in?
Yep.
Yep. Bloody got in. He also, yeah. Thank you, man. We appreciate you becoming a member.
Yeah, we appreciate everybody. But come on in. For real, man. That's where you can meet and chat and be able to stay on point and learn some intricate stuff that deals with our family and with our Sooners.
Most definitely. And it's a good place to hang out and have a lot of fun. And these guys are, it's crazy because even Benji has a good time in there. I don't know how, but he does.
Benji is wild.
Benji's my guy, man. I like him for a Texas fan. All right, man. To be honest with you, so, but he talks a lot of smack, but he can take it too. So it's good stuff.
Yeah, definitely.
But Arch is overgassed. There's old Mike Hoochie. Yeah, he's overgassed. Mike Hoochie, you were talking some smack from before, weren't you? Like, I remember you. That big old head, that 5 head.
Yeah. We got some.
He's not wrong. He's not wrong about Arch being a little over. But honestly, though, Arch has looked really good. Now that's he's not playing against the best teams out there, but look, he looks good, man. He's got a big arm. He can run. I mean, he looks like a player. So I don't know. Would you rather have him or Quinn play?
For me, at this point, it doesn't matter who plays on that side. Hey, this is the belly of the beast.
Anybody can get it. Is that what you're saying? They can get it.
Yeah. Hey, the gumbo is going to be super spicy fire. So come get some.
Come get some. I'm with you. I agree with that. I agree with that.
Yeah, man.
Arch is the truth.
Okay. I hear you, Benji.
He can definitely throw it, man. He can definitely throw it. You're seeing him run it. He looks like he's got a lot of confidence out there. Look, they got a lot of weapons for him to throw to. I think he's happy there. You haven't heard him bitching and complaining. You've seen him doing some good stuff. There's Legend. What's up, Legend? Good to see you.
What's up, Legend? Doc Holiday, aka Doc Holiday.
Right. Let's see. Sanders,
I think Jason,
I would slow your roll on everybody saying, "Oh, you will win this game" when you already have a loss this year. That don't mean shit. Here's another thing. I'm gonna tell you something else. When we go back to, you start going back to those 4 playoffs that they got into, all 4 of them they had a loss. All 4 of them they had a loss.
Right.
It happens. Sometimes it happens. And it's better to have it early in the year against the team, and especially when you're figuring some stuff out. The things that you can talk about that loss, but that loss it's not the same football team now. You have the line is basically back intact. Hopefully it stays together, but this quarterback is a different animal. He's not making mistakes. He's going to get out there, and he can hurt you in a lot of ways. And so you can talk all that smack, but the truth is you don't know. And what we don't know about Texas is we don't know who they are at all because they haven't played anybody worth a damn.
Definitely.
Fan 71. He's about to see the law firm up close. Yep. The old law firm.
Hey, he's on the law firm is on a totally different level now.
The dude is doing it. He's just putting in work. Prosecuting them, man. I'm telling you.
There you go.
Throwing it down. Judge, jury, and executioner.
Definitely.
By the way, the best freshman wide receiver class is in years. Yeah, Ryan, Jeremiah, Cam. Yeah, and Ryan Wingo's another one of them. He's been really good too. He has been really good. I'll give you that.
Yeah.
He's not as good as those other three, but he's good. He was third fastest time in all of college football. This is a quarterback. This is a quarterback running like that. Bro. What? Micah Hudson and Wesco need to hit the portal to salvage what they have. Why do you say that? Wesco's been playing pretty good. Aside from the Georgia game. I don't know. I don't know what's going on at Clemson, to be honest with you, though.
Yeah.
Hawkins hates Texas. Yeah. I mean, his dad played at OU. You should. This is going to be, I think it's going to be a great game. It's going to be a great game. Good to see you, my guy. Glad you're in here.
And just to let everybody know, hey, the Discord is going to a new level. So get in on the ground floor because you definitely are a part of our family. Join in.
Yeah. So look, I've told you guys after that video, and that was, that we're talking about a freaking month and a half ago by now. So, yeah, okay. Big deal. I'll tell you this much. We may have been wrong about Michigan, and I think we were wrong about Michigan. I think a lot of people were wrong about Michigan. I don't think they're worth the shit now. Now, they did beat SC, but I don't think they're that good either.
Yeah.
And just lost another defensive lineman. They didn't have depth as it was, and he just decides to redshirt. Tells you a little bit of something about what's going on there in that locker room. I like their defensive staff. I do. I just don't know that. I don't know how you can recruit. You're not winning California and you're USC. That's a problem, man. That is a problem because there's no guy in California that SC should be able to get, period. There's no way. Here they are going to Georgia to try to recruit all these guys on the defensive side. And instead of, man, go down the road. You've got guys at St. John Bosco and Mater Dei, not to mention guys that are down there in some of those, Long Beach, Poly, and, those areas around Long Beach. And
yeah,
there's some good Crenshaw High School. They got ballers, man. They always got ballers that come out of those areas. You got to go get those cats.
Yeah. It sounds vaguely familiar. I think us Sooner Nation knows something about that, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just put a sports card channel in the Discord, please. A sports card channel? Check out the ones I just posted. Okay. We'll take a look. Stephen G and Ryman Lemon they pretty much run out because I don't even know how to do this shit. So, but I'll throw that out there to them just so they'll know what we're talking about. But yeah.
Hey, big salute. Like I said, that's in phase 2, which I'm so glad that you promoted and said something about, because hey, that means then become a part of the Discord so you can have more ideals.
Yeah, no doubt. So put a sports card channel in the Discord. Check out the ones that you posted. Yeah, I'll check them out. I'll check them out, and then we'll. Because if you guys got stuff like that, that's cool. I like stuff like that.
Yeah.
I used to have, and I don't even want to talk about that. My Michael Jordan rookie card got stolen at one point while I was in the military. I don't know what happened to it. That thing was worth money.
Yeah, that is Then look, them are
not cool, bro.
taxation time. That's taxation time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see what is going on with Barrett Suck. He gone. He's redshirting and transferring. He didn't like being. I think he was in the rotation and playing at a lot of at the most crucial moments of games. Like he was in at the end of the game against Michigan. He was in at the end of the game this past week, and then he decided he's going to the portal and leaving though because he hadn't become a starter. To play for this defense, it was a little harder, and he's not willing to do that. I don't understand it. The thing is that he was talking about leaving at one point during the
summer.
Summer, and they catered to him and gave him more money. So that surprises me. Here's the thing, and again, I'm not going to be one of these guys that sits here and goes after the kid, but it appears that something's up with Bear Alexander. So I'm not going to put this all on USC. I think something's up with Bear. But the problem is that you're struggling to get these guys. The guys that you've gotten, you've lost a bunch of them. And where you have to be really good in the Big Ten too is in the trenches. And I don't know that they're there yet. They've got good coaches, but you got to have players. You got to have players. I don't know, man.
Yeah. I think the maturity level, understanding in that they have met every request that he's asked, but yet you're still not happy. I think the young man didn't like being second string and didn't know how to deal with it. That's just my opinion.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that's how he was looking at it. But if he would understand that competitive depth, you want to always keep your D-line fresh, but that just goes back to the culture over there at SC.
I think that Lincoln didn't help himself with the way that he ran that football team last year, for sure.
Yeah.
And listen, he should have probably fired Alex Grinch a long time before that. But even now, I mean, he kept the yoga instructor around, and they were talking about it pretty much throughout the offseason that he needed to make that move, and he didn't do it. So it's like it felt to me like a half measure. Texas has fired the guy. I mean, we were ready to get rid of him out of there. I mean, obviously he left with Lincoln, but that was there's no way he hangs around Oklahoma for much longer. Anyway, everybody in OU knew what those kids were looking like differently than what they had looked like 4 years before that.
Facts. And on top of that is that each year you're digressing on the offensive side, and for whatever reason, his thoughts on defense, it's like we were just middle of the road. We weren't gaining any ground to becoming a better defense. So that's a formula for not so good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, rest in peace to Pete Rose, the all-time hits leader, passing away.
Wow. Yeah, big salute.
I actually knew him, man. I used to go we used to kind of go to the same little gaming bar there in Vegas. He was dating one of the bartenders over there. Crazy. But he's a cool guy, man. I don't know that I think if he should be in the Hall or not. I have mixed feelings about it. I think that he knew what he was doing when he was betting on baseball, and you know better than that. I don't care about steroids. I think they were all doing something at some point or another. I don't expect them to be choir boys, but I think that when you're betting on the game, it's a little. Yeah, I don't know. The Roy thing never bothered me, although I like home runs. And I know that the pitchers were doing it too. But I also would tell you that not only do I think that guys like Barry Bonds should absolutely be in the Hall of Fame. I mean, so should Roger Clemens, and so should look, man, we know. Here's one thing I can tell you. They didn't test him back in Babe Ruth days, but he partied all night and played daytime doubleheaders. he was on something. You know what I mean? He had to be on something.
That's a nice way of putting it, Jason.
I mean, come on now. So, and I don't expect them to be choir boys, but I think that Pete definitely crossed a line. And, you know, and much respect to him. I mean, that doesn't mean that he wasn't one of the best players to ever play, because I think that he was. And I guess if you can separate what he did as a manager from his playing career, okay, fine. You know?
Yeah.
I'm not one of those gatekeepers for the Hall of Fame, generally speaking. In fact, I think that I don't like gatekeepers for the damn Hall of Fame, especially when they're badass sports writers with the damn an axe to grind over some bullshit. So, which is a lot of it. You know, when a guy like Otis Taylor can do what he did at the time of the merger era in the NFL and not be in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, don't get me started on the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
So again, I'm not one of those gatekeeper guys. I do think that there's a line that you can't cross, and I think that gambling has been that line in the sand that they don't play with that shit.
Yeah.
I don't agree with the one about the steroids though at all. So,
yeah. Well, it's
I think that they've all been doing something. I mean, we've seen where in the 70s they were doing everything. You know, they had that one guy that I watched a documentary about a guy pitching a no-hitter on acid. That was trippy. I said.
Jason in here putting some spice in this gumbo.
Hold it down, huh? That was funny.
Let him cook.
Class during OU's bye week. Further evidence. See, there you go, Kimberly K. Get him. Nah, he needs to get his ass to class though. It's all right. We need him in class. He's working to be. He's going to be a journalist, a sports journalist himself. Man, I'm excited for him. Got to have a nice little chat with him about that stuff. That was cool. Good stuff. No, I mean it's cool, and I love what I'm hearing that they're teaching now at J School. There,
yeah,
so it's good.
Yeah, no doubt.
They're not trying to push them in the direction of newspapers necessarily. They're pushing them in the direction of doing your own thing, and it's cool. It's good. But I think you just got to learn to be a storyteller, man. That's the whole beauty of it. What's up there, Kerwin? Good to see you there. Yeah.
All right, Jason. I gotta get going here.
Okay. I'm about to split.
But family, definitely sign up in the Discord. Love to see you in there. Love to chat and get acquainted.
Yeah.
But more than anything,
going down.
The brand has finally returned. Your brand.
Have a good one, brother. Bishop Frank, everybody. Everybody get some love to Bishop Frank. Love it. Mike Leach for being the Hall of Fame. Yeah, there's another one. How stupid is that shit? By like point whatever. And they ended up winning that bowl game. They didn't give it to him because he wasn't, obviously alive anymore. But if he wins that bowl game, he's got the requisite number of wins. Here's the deal about the Hall of Fame. And this actually applies, and I would tell you, when it comes to the Hall of Fame, I think that you got to remember that any Hall of Fame is a museum. It's a museum. And if you can tell the story of that particular era of the game, whatever the game we're talking about, baseball, football, whatever, if you can tell that story of that era of football or baseball, whatever, without the guy, then he's not a Hall of Famer. If you can't tell the story of the game without talking about that guy, then he's a Hall of Famer. Damn the numbers. Obviously, they have to be – the numbers are going to be what they are. But a guy like Otis Taylor was never going to put up the kind of numbers that you're going to put up even in the 80s or the late 70s for that matter. He was never going to put – particularly not on that Chiefs team. They didn't do it. A guy like Pete Rose, it's not a numbers thing. He did lie over and over, though. Over and over. And there's a lot of crazy shit that happened. Aside from that, there's some problems. And I'm going to tell you that having met the guy, I liked him. I think he was likable. But I think he crossed the line. He got too big for the game himself. And you can't gamble on baseball. And you can't gamble on, as the manager, on your team's games. And he was doing that. You just can't have it. That one, it's tough for me. But if you separate him as a player versus as, I don't know, man. But I think if he hadn't have handled the situation the way he did, possibly Pete gets in at some point. But it was always kind of thumbing his nose for, and acting like it wasn't his fault. And it was his fault. Nah, man, you got to learn from those guys in there. But it's just different when you get out in the real world. That's what we were talking about. It's just different. What's up there, Jimmy? Good to see you. Richard Shear, Drink showed class again by bringing this issue to the forefront. Good on Coach Drink. Which issue are we talking about? Are we talking Hall of Fame? Oh, he was talking about Mike Leach. He did that at the SEC Media Days, right? Yeah. Gave him love for that one. JW Crunch, your hater? Do I hate you? I don't hate you. There's haters. They're everywhere. Bishop Frank, thanks for coming in. But yeah, I mean, when you start talking about Mike Leach, I mean, come on, man. Again, how do you tell the story of football, period, at this time at this point of where we are? You look at it, he belongs in the Hall of Fame, the football hall. Not necessarily you could even make an argument for him in the Pro Football Hall of Fame, because what he did with his air raid, it changed the game of football forever. There's more influence at every level of football now because of Mike Leach, and not just Mike Leach, but obviously the guy that he worked with, he wasn't as good. But they came up with this offense, and it literally is at every level now. When we were growing up, there was a lot of it was all still really smash mouth at the high school level. Now they're throwing it around. It allows teams that would never be able to compete with certain schools to compete, because you don't have to be as big to run the air raid. There's a reason that, look, Texas Tech wasn't. It definitely was the right thing for them. It definitely works. Now, to win a national championship, you can't be just an offense. You have to play defense. We know that. But the truth is, yeah, I see. I was just saying, it's really hard. You can't tell the story of baseball without Pete. I agree. But part of the story is what he did wrong, and he'll always be a part of that story, though. When it comes to Otis, people don't even know who he is. I didn't know who he was before we got involved in that, Kerwin. And he is human. Look, man, I think that there's certain things that you can't do because of the what it does for. Look, you think about the NFL right now. There's a lot of people that think the game is rigged. You cannot afford to have that. You cannot afford that. And when Tim Donaghy did that, where they were fixing games, screwing games up, they were screwing up games for those guys, in basketball and doing all that gambling stuff. I mean, that's not good. You cannot afford for your league to look that way, because once people don't believe in in the validity of your product, then it's over. Hey, here we go. 11:03, and Texas still sucks. Love it. It's a fact too. It is a fact. It's always upside down there, JW. Always. Who are we talking about? Which ones are we talking about? Which ass-eared content creators? 5 till midnight. Oh, that's hilarious. Okay. Well, I just got done saying that I don't care about steroids or any of that kind of stuff. That shit don't bother me. at all. In fact, I like my baseball on steroids, to be quite honest with you. And Babe Ruth was playing daytime double headers because they didn't have lights in those days, and he'd be out partying all night, drinking and shit. So we know he had to have been doing something. We know the 70s baseball players were doing greenies. You know, I watched that there was that one thing. It was on Netflix, the guy that pitched a no-hitter on acid. Go figure. But they were talking about them doing those amphetamines and stuff like that. And one of the guys said it pretty simple, because these are the days before, you know, they were flying around on planes everywhere. And he was like, man, if it's between you staying on the team or going your ass home, you do it. Steroids were not legal. They just weren't around, really. Yeah. Yeah. Look, man, it's a tough issue. It's a tough issue. I don't know. I think there's my personal opinion. And you know, like I said, I've met Pete. I like the guy. I like him. I've met a lot of baseball players. I don't like them all. But I mean, I'll put it to you this way. So like Jose Canseco, I played cards with him in Vegas every once in a while. Kind of a douchey guy. He found out that I had been a sports writer. He was like, well, what are your thoughts about me with the whole steroid thing? And I was like, well, I think that you're the only one out of them that was telling the truth. I'll say that, number one. But that didn't make it okay, because he was ratting out his friends, and he was the one that was giving it to him. And I told him that too. But he did tell the truth. In the end, the steroids thing was being promoted by baseball. Not that it was against the rules, quote unquote, but it wasn't against the rules. They turned a blind eye to it because of the strike and everything else, and baseball was dying. They needed the McGwire Sosa home run chase. They needed it. So they selfishly didn't give a shit. They didn't care until that one reporter saw that Andro in Mark McGwire's locker, which isn't an illegal substance, but it got everybody started on that shit. The pitcher you're talking about, but he was called the Mad Hungarian. He was? Maybe not. I don't know. I don't remember his name. He played for the Pirates, though. I could tell you that. Wait, Kerwin, what are you saying? There's too much. No, you can't afford it. Look, if the mob is in charge, because if you're saying the casinos, if the mob is in charge of your base, you cannot. No way. No. And this was before there was a lot of legal sports betting, by the way. When it came to, well, yeah, I mean, well, look, I remember. Okay, so I'll look at it this way. Rocket was going to be a Hall of Famer no matter what, right? Mark McGwire would have been a Hall of Famer no matter what. The guy hit 40 home runs or 50 home runs as a rookie, a true rookie. I don't know how soon it was that he started roiding. Probably pretty early. Here's what I would also say, though. But when it came to Barry Bonds, he was already a 330 hitter, the best center fielder in baseball, and was hitting bombs. He was hitting 30, not 50, whenever that started. He was a Hall of Famer anyway. He's one of the, I think he's, and I'll put it, and this came from a guy that hates, and most people hate Barry Bonds, by the way, because he's a prick. But here's the thing. A guy that hated him, and I mean, this is a friend of mine that's a baseball junkie, just loves baseball. One of those baseball nerds that'll sit there and watch Stratocaster, and like, it's just old. He goes and looks up old stats from 100 years ago. He didn't care. Crazy stuff. He hates Barry Bonds with a red hot passion. And he said, look, the roids didn't have a damn thing to do with having the best eyes in baseball. And I agree with that. He hit everything. You couldn't get one by him. And he was that good. He just was. He definitely got a big ass head, though, didn't he? Al Habrowski was the Mad Hungarian. I don't think that's who it was. Absolutely did. They did. Well, and then you got to start thinking, okay, so the hitters are all using it. So now the pitchers are going to try to use it because they're competing. So really, it was kind of a level playing field. I go back to like, and I know that now we know Lance Armstrong's a prick or whatever too, right? I get it. Should they have taken away all his Tour de France's? All during those years that he won all of those, they would have had to go all the way out into like at the lowest, like 25 or 26 to find a guy that wasn't doping. They were all doing Doc Ellison. That's the guy. There you go. That was him. I like that. That was that was actually a really awesome documentary. I love stuff like that. Regular season baseball, not it. Yeah, it could be. It's fun to go. Listen, baseball is definitely a spectator sport if you go to the games. It's a lot much more fun in person. During the regular season, especially. Playoff baseball is definitely where it's at. Definitely where it's at. Yeah, it is Doc Ellison. That's who it was. Right. So Pete doesn't. Well, no, I don't think so. Deer antler spray? Hell, I don't know. I don't even know. I remember what you're talking. I remember there was something about that. I don't know what that was another like performance enhancer. I love the game. I love the game. I like sports, man. I'm a sports guy. I love sports. I love football, but I love basketball too. I've definitely gotten to the point where the NFL doesn't do it for me as much anymore. But a lot of that has to do with the fact that I'm not very happy with them about Otis Taylor. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's my buddy that I was talking about. He'll literally play that Stratocaster game. That's an old game. It's like you don't even use at that time you didn't even use a computer. It was like cards or something. It was weird. I was like, how do you do that? That's fun for you? Wow. But oh yeah, it raises your testosterone. Okay. Look, at some points you have we know that there's a lot of different, but like Marion Jones. And the thing with her that sucks is she had to go to prison over it. Do I love Texas football? I love Texas. Texas Longhorn football? No. I love to hate Texas Longhorn football there. They suck. Run along. What does Satterfield say? Let's see. It raises your testosterone past a certain number. I think that there's a line somewhere, but I'm not big on. I think that baseball is like NASCAR. They've been cheating forever. It's part of the game. I never really got all that wound up about the sign stealing. I don't know about the electronic part of it, where they were, watching them on the thing and like signaling from the dugout. I think that you should have to work at it a little harder than that. But I also think that the catcher should do a better job of not getting your sign stolen. I don't mind I think that Michigan took it a bit too far with the way that they were doing it. And I think that Connor Stallions was an idiot. I think that he didn't, try to hide it at all. I don't think he cared. That could have had something to do with Harbaugh. In the end, do a good job of it. And I'm okay with that because I think that that's part of it. When Lincoln was bitching, saying that Coach Witt at Utah, that they were stealing signs. I loved it when Whittingham came back. He was like, change your fucking signs then. Don't let us see them. Come on. It was just another one of his excuses, though. We know that. There may be one of those. There may be one of those. Who do I have in A&M versus Mizzou? I have A&M. I have A&M, Rich. Who do you got? Did you send me that? Is it already there? Or have you put it out yet? Let's take a look. I'm about to jump off, so we'll take a quick look. Not there yet, Matt? Or Rich, I mean, sorry. Maybe I'm missing it. Quit, Norman, stop. All right. I don't see it there. Oh, you got to send it now? Okay. Hit that like button. Hit that subscriber button. Wipe your feet, folks. Wipe your feet. Let's take a look at what we got as far as that goes. We've had 750 in here so far, and just in this channel. Still 63 likes. We're still under 10%. We got to hit over 10%, boys and girls. Come on now. That hurts my feelers. I like that. If there should be a rule, if the pitcher doesn't pitch in 5 seconds, you get to rush the mound. Yeah, I like fights in baseball. It's always good. Good stuff. Like it. Norm's all right. He's a pain in the ass. He's a big lug, but I think he's just wanting some love. It's about time for me to take him run and go play a little bit before I go to work. So we're gonna wrap it up here. It's officially 11:16 a.m. and Texas still sucks.
The brand has finally returned. Fuck your brand.
Shout out to Onikuno. Shout out to Buc-ee's. Here's the only thing I'm going to say about that stuff. I don't love the way they did it. I think it was, I don't even think they really tried to, using your own credit card and they literally knew the exact seat that the people that were stealing, that were taking video were at these games. It's wild shit, right? The thing is that we also know that Penn State, Ohio State, and I want to say it may have been Nebraska. I'm not for sure about that. Maybe Wisconsin. They were all trading film of the sidelines of Michigan too. So they were all doing it. That's a fact too. So they're all doing it. And the sign stealing stuff doesn't bother me so much. I didn't love the whole thing with the Astros because of the way that they, that they apparently had the electronic stuff going on where they could signal him, certain vibrations or whatever that he gets in his shot. I don't know exactly what it was, but you knew something was up. And then I didn't love that, where they're filming it and they're banging the drum or whatever if it was a certain thing. It feels like that was just, going a little far. I don't mind if you're the second baseman or whatever or you're on second as a hitter or runner, base runner, I guess. And the catcher's not paying attention, that's his own damn fault. If he's not hiding those. That's why they do it the way they do it. It's just, it is what it is. Norm wants a Bevo sandwich? Probably. Yeah. Yeah. You went into Buc-ee's in Auburn? Yeah, it's an amazing store, right? It's just, and it gets bigger and more full of shit all the time. There's just more stuff that's cool every time. It is pretty mind-blowing. It really is. The best dog in OU media hands. I don't know if there's another one, so I appreciate that. But yeah, I don't think there's another one that hangs around. But he's pretty cool. He's all right. Huh, Normie, come here. Hop up here. Get up here. Climb up here. Say hi. Say hi to everybody. Look. Look. He just wants loving. Big dope. He's just a big old dope. All right, guys. Yeah, Sooner Brandon, thank you, man. You hate Chicken hates Buc-ee's? Why do you hate Buc-ee's? What's the matter with you? Because they don't have a truck stop part for you? You're tripping. Quit, Norman, quit. Nothing on the... You know what you have, though, there? Wawa. It's different. Wawa is the shit, too. See, you didn't think I knew about that. That's good stuff, right? Actually, the audience named them. Yep. Appreciate it. Benji, we'll talk to you soon, man. Talk to you soon. QT's better than Buc-ee's? I don't know. I don't think so. He needs more snaps just to cause chaos. Love it. Attaboy. Attaboy. Now we're getting into some good stuff. I appreciate that. I love it. Come on. Norman, yeah. Quit climbing on me. Stop. Stop. See what y'all started? This big dopey dog. All right, guys. I'm out. Appreciate everybody coming in. We will get to Friday. We'll get into those picks and everything with the Richard Shear stuff. I appreciate it. Okay, cool. Let me I'm gonna have to get out of this. Dog's ready to go out, I think. So we'll definitely jump into that stuff on Friday. Appreciate everybody coming in. If you hadn't already hit that like button, man, make sure to do that. I want to say thank you to all the people that joined up and became members of the Hall of Fame Mafia. If you become a channel member, you definitely get to start voting in our weekly top 25, the Hall of Fame top 25. Once you, I mean, even if you're not somebody that's going to want to be in the Discord all the time, I understand that. That's fine. You got to get in there once, because that way you can get the ballot the first time. In order to do it, you have to put your email in. So we're not going to spam you with email or nothing. Don't worry about that part. But if you do that, then we'll have your email and the ballot will come to you weekly after that and into your email box, and you won't have to worry about like going and looking for it. So that actually works better for me too. So yeah, Norman's better than Bevo for sure. Guys, we appreciate it. Appreciate you guys coming in. All the love for the dog, all that stuff. It's good stuff, man. Appreciate it. Good to see you fight on. We'll talk to you guys soon. Throw them down. Throw them down for the squad. We'll see you on the next one.
The brand has finally returned. Your